What's good, y'all? So, my name is RJ. If y'all don't know, I decided to switch my content. This was a reaction channel, but I decided to switch it from a reaction channel to like a NBA, NFL analyst type of channel, just because I like sports and I like to talk about sports. And I wanted to do that more than I wanted to do reactions. So that's what this channel is. So if y'all want to keep on hearing my takes on games and stuff like that, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I have a blog channel, so y'all can go subscribe to that. And my YouTube and my TikTok will be in the description, but down below, so y'all can go follow that and just, hey. But today, the play-in tournament was today, so it was the Heat and the Bulls, and then they had the Kings and the Pelicans. I really didn't even get to watch the whole Heat Bulls game, so I'm not gonna talk on it too much. I only saw the first quarter. And the only thing I really remember about that was the Heat went on like a double-digit run. That was really about it. That's all I really remember, because that's the only part of the game I really watched. But if I had to speak on the Bulls, I just think they should blow it up. I think y'all should trade LaVine. Y'all can trade Vooch. Or if y'all want to keep LaVine, trade Vooch. I feel like y'all should trade one or the other. There's reports about y'all trading Alex Caruso. There's reports about y'all trading LaVine to Detroit, but that didn't go through. And then DeMar's a free agent at the end of this season. So when this team is fully healthy, when it's Lonzo, DeMar, LaVine, Vooch, I mean, we saw they was the first seed in the East, but they just, mainly LaVine and Lonzo, them two just, I don't know, it's like the injury bug just always gets to them. Well, yeah, it always gets to them. So they can't stay fully healthy. I think both fans want them to blow it up. I don't know necessarily if the players want to stick to all together. The players might think something different than the fans. They might be like, oh, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all ain't in the building. But from the outside looking in, I just think y'all should blow it up. And I think y'all should just not necessarily look for something new, but try something new out. Like when y'all played against the Hawks, that was a good game. I'm not even gonna lie. That was a great game by y'all. Y'all had Kobe. Yeah, I think Io started, or was it? No, it was Caruso. No, it was Io, because I think it was. Was it? Yeah, because it was Kobe White, Io, Caruso, DeMar, Vooch. Yeah. So, I mean, y'all could really start that lineup. That lineup was actually good for that game, but this game, no, this Heat game, it didn't work out for real. But that's enough about that, because once again, I don't have too much to say on that game since I didn't watch it. But I did watch this whole Kings and Pelicans game. As y'all know, there's no Zion, there's no Malik Monk, there's no Kevin Huerter. So, both of these teams are missing key and quality pieces. And something that was interesting that came up while I was watching the game and I was watching the broadcast, it said that the lineup of CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy III, and Valanciunas, they had the second best defensive net rating in the NBA with that lineup. And I mean, that's not really that. It's shocking but not shocking at the same time, because Trey Murphy is a better defender than Zion. It's just something that caught my eye. But in this game, BI was aggressive. He ended up with 24, 6, and 6. And the game was fast. To start, this game was going by so fast. Both teams just run up down the court, shooting the ball, run up and down the court, shooting the ball, early shot clock and everything like that. And the Kings just struggled to shoot the ball. I don't know what like the end shot chart was for three, but I remember the last time I checked, it was 10. They were 10 of 36 on threes, man. 10 of 36 on threes. In today's NBA, that's not gonna win you games, because teams live and die by threes right now. And I feel like that's what the Kings did tonight, instead of going in the paint so much. In this game for the Kings, you don't have Malik Monk, you don't have Kevin Huerter. All the Pelicans had to do really was key in on De'Aaron, Sabonis, and let the others beat you. Keegan Murray against the Warriors, he had a great game. He had 32, but in this game he struggled. He didn't shoot the ball well. I remember before halftime he hurt his hip a little bit, but I mean he came back and played. I know Davion Mitchell, he came in the third quarter, I want to say it was, knocked down a couple threes, but other than that, they only had 10. I think they only had 10 bench points the whole game, while the Pelicans had 31. And that was mainly the difference. the Pelicans bench really stepped it up. You had Larry Nance coming off the bench providing energy, offensive defense. Same thing with Jose Alvarado, just providing offensive defense and energy like he always does. And I just felt like that was like the greatest factor in this game was the bench points. I mean, early on, the Pelicans returned the ball over so much, and the Kings had like 9. I think it was like the Pelicans had 4 turnovers, and the Kings had 9 points off those 4 turnovers. So early on, the Pelicans were kind of playing sloppy, but they got it together, and slowly but surely, they started building a lead. They went up to 11, and it was 15. The Kings were trying to cut it back down, but then the Pelicans went up by 20. And I don't know what it was, but like at the end of the game, the Pelicans just got sloppy. That 20-point lead went to like 10, then it went to 8, then it went back up. But, you know, the Pelicans get the job done. And, yeah, they get the job done, and they'll be going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder, which I don't know how to feel about that. Not necessarily don't know how to feel about that. I don't know about their chances without Zion. Because if y'all don't know, Zion is out for 2 weeks with his left hamstring injury. So he won't be able to play game 1. I'm saying game 1 and 2. Possibly 3, but it depends on what happens when they relook at his hamstring and everything like that. But with Zion, I would have said this went to 6, but I don't know. If they don't have Zion for like 3 games, this series might be a sweep. I'm not even gonna lie. But I just went into a whole transition. But yeah, now we're gonna talk about what I think about the playoffs now. So I mean, I basically just gave y'all my Thunder one. My 2 and 7 seed. Y'all can see I got a Lakers shirt on. I'm a Bron fan, just so y'all know. I'm really a Bron fan. I've been had this Lakers shirt since like high school, so I'm really a Bron fan. For game 1, the Nuggets are projected at a 68.6% chance to win this game. And as y'all know, the Lakers have lost like the last 9 meetings against the Nuggets. But since February 3rd, when they added Rui Hachimura in the lineup, and I'm talking about the Lakers, they have been 22 and 10 and are the 3rd ranked offense. I feel like that is something important for this because obviously you need to score in the playoffs. You need good defense, but obviously you need to score. And I feel like with Rui, that just brings the Lakers offense to a whole different level. I don't know why Darvin Ham was doing this lineup of Torian Prince and Cam Reddish and then bringing D'Lo. I don't know. I'm not a coach, but hey. But you know, I just feel like in this matchup, the Lakers just need to. I mean, there's so much the Lakers need to do, but there's a couple things. I mean, if you want to go back to the bubble, you could run a double center lineup. So you could put AD at the 4, put Jackson Hayes at the 5, and make Jax, guard Jokic, make AD guard Aaron Gordon. Because the Nuggets, they're going to try to bring AD out the paint. That's what they're going to try to do, so there's no rim protection, and then they could just go to the paint. That's what they're going to try to do. So, I mean, if you put AD on Aaron Gordon, Aaron Gordon really ain't going to be out on threes for real. And if he's shooting threes, you're going to live with it. That's like Draymond shooting threes. I think Aaron Gordon is better than Draymond. I'm just saying, like, you would rather have them take a 3-point shot than anybody else on the team. Just like for the Warriors, you'd rather have Draymond take a 3 than anybody else on the court. So, yeah, I mean, that's one thing the Lakers can do. But if they do when they line up D'Lo, AR, Rui, Bron, and AD, hey, y'all just have to play great defense like how y'all have the past couple of games. In this series, I do think an X factor is D'Lo and Rui. Both of them just have to play well. Rui has been playing well since he's been entered in the starting lineup. He just needs to play well. D'Lo, honestly, this season he has been playing well. I just don't need him to be how he was last year versus Denver. And he's shooting like 13% from 3. That's what we don't need. And I think an X factor for the Nuggets is MPJ. I don't know why, but I remember when they played that game back in March, and it was the game that Bron scored the 40,000 points. I remember he knocked down like almost every single shot he took. I don't know why, but I mean, I feel like he's their X factor. Besides, obviously, Jokic is gonna get his. Jamal Murray is gonna get his. But if MPJ starts scoring or if Aaron Gordon starts scoring for real, it's gonna get ugly. But that's another thing the Lakers can focus on. They can say, yeah, we'll let Jokic be Jokic. We just gotta hone in on everybody else. But in this series, I do have Lakers in 6. Don't at me, but I have Lakers in 6. Timberwolves and Suns. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't really have too much to say about this series. Cat should be good for this series. He should. I think so. He should be good. And everybody for the Suns is pretty much healthy for the most part. The Suns is just a weird team because how I feel, you have a team of Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and KD. You should be better than the 6 seed. But I guess this is just how good the West is, that this team of them 3 is a 6 seed. But also, I mean, outside of those 3, the surrounding pieces aren't that good. Because Grayson Allen has been good this season. I was gonna say, that's not Vucevic. That's Jokic. Yeah, Jokic has been all right, but I mean, they don't have like competent guys coming off the bench and producing like how most championship teams have. That's kind of a problem when you have a big 3, and all 3 of them are kind of close to making 50 mil. I know Brad is making 50 mil. I don't know if KD and Book are making 50 mil, but I know they're probably in like the 40s. Or one of those in the 30s. I think both of them are in the 40s, though. But in this series, you do have a young, rising superstar, actually. And Ant-Man, the defensive player of the year, and Rudy Gobert. I think Gobert is going to win DPOI. Wemby and AD both had they both had great explanations to why they should win. But I think it's going to be I do think it's going to be Rudy Gobert. If Cat is back, then that opens up a lot for their offense. And this series, I really don't know. This series can go either way. If I'm picking, I'm saying Suns and 7. This one's a toss up. Like I could flip a coin and I kid you not, tomorrow I could probably say it's the Timberwolves in 7. But as of right now, how I'm feeling, I'm thinking Suns in 7. And lastly, we have the Clippers and the Mavericks on the West. As y'all know, Kawhi has been out dealing with knee inflammation or swelling. When I did check earlier, I saw on ESPN, they said game time decision, but then I saw it again and they said he was questionable for Sunday. So as of right now, Kawhi is questionable. And that's something that's been a problem for the Clippers. They have been injured. Last year, it was both him and PG. I remember that year when the Suns went to the championship and played against the Bucks and lost. I remember he was injured then. I don't know what it is, but injuries just always affect this team. And if he's injured longer than game 2, this isn't going to look pretty for them. This isn't going to look pretty for the Clippers. It's not. It's really not. I feel like you need Kawhi in this series. I saw something about they should start Russ, but I don't think you should start Russ. I feel like Russ should just, he's been pretty good. He has been great coming off the bench. So I feel like y'all should let him stick in that role of coming off the bench and providing for that second unit with him. I think Norman Powell's on there, or is he starting? I don't think he's starting. But whoever's on the bench with Russ, I feel like y'all should just let Russ cook with them. And for the Mavs, I mean, ever since they got PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford, they have just been looking great. I am not even going to lie. The duo of Luka and Kyrie, we can see, what it really, really looks like in the playoffs. I think this will be their first playoff series together because last year they didn't make the playoffs. Yeah, so I think this is their first one together. So we can see what this really looks like in the playoffs. We can see what this team looks like for real. And, if they end up losing this series, I don't think it's I think they should really just bring this team back if they do lose in this series. If the Mavericks lose, they should bring this team back, run it back, and I feel like they'll be fine. If the Clippers lose the series, Paul George is a free agent. I done heard stuff about him going to the 76ers. I don't know how that Clippers team, if they lose, I feel like there is a lot of pressure on this Clippers team. I feel like they have the most, team-wise, they have the most pressure out of everybody in the playoffs. Them and the Celtics. But I feel like it's mainly the Clippers. If I'm picking one, this Kawhi injury is kind of bothering me. But I'm probably saying Mavericks in 7. Mavericks in 7. That's my pick. Now we're in the East. As y'all know, it is Celtics and Heat. This is their 4th playoff meeting in 5 years, which is kind of crazy. As we know, Jimmy's not playing game 1 because of his MCL injury. He probably isn't playing game 1 and 2. I'm not even going to lie. I'm making this one quick, easy, simple, sweet, straight to the point. Celtics in 5. When you have the best net rating, the first offensive net rating, second in defense, and your bench net rating is first, buddy, I have 2. I really don't have much more to say. Boston in 5. We're going to the Knicks and 76ers. And with this one, Embiid was looking off when they played against the Heat the other day. So, I mean, I would say he's about like 75, 80. And I know Tyrese is going to have to probably do a lot more just to, get this team to where they want to be. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on them too, just because they can't get past the second round. It's like they always get to the second round and then they can't get past it. And then with the Knicks, this Knicks team is pretty good. They've been dealing with injuries. OG Anunoby was injured, but now he's back. You had Julius Randle out. You had Mitchell Robinson out, but now he's back. So for the most part, this team is fully healthy. They do have a great defense. They're a tough, gritty team. They throw a lot of bodies at you. I feel like both teams, though, what they're going to do is, since this Knicks team is heavily relied on Jalen Brunson, I feel like the 76ers are going to put them in a lot of pick and rolls between Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. Just boom, boom, try to make a play defense and tire them out. So, like, their offense is completely just a non-factor because Jalen Brunson is tired. But in this series, I do have this going 7. I do have it going 7. And I do have the Knicks going at 7. I feel like the 76ers will play good enough to where this will go to 7 and it will be a long series. But overall, I just think the Knicks are just a better team. As of right now, they are a better coach team too. So I do have Knicks in 7. We do have Bucks and Pacers next. Once again, Giannis is injured. I didn't find a good, accurate thing about Giannis's injury, but I do think he's not playing game 1, game 2, game 3. That's up in the air. But as of right now, I think he is not playing game 1. As we know, the Pacers, they're the fastest team in the NBA. They have the highest pace in the NBA. They love to get out in transition. You do have Tyrese Halliburton. You do have Pascal Siakam. You have Miles Turner. Who's the other player I'm trying to think of? But you do have those 3. And when you do have TJ McConnell coming off your bench, providing you just assists, more pace, more shooting, I'm not going to lie, this team is hard to beat. And, they got a little feud from the in-season tournament. And not the in-season tournament. Yeah, I think it was the in-season tournament. Yeah, the in-season tournament. And then when Giannis hit his career high in points, but then the rookie also scored his first point and they took the ball. Yeah. So, I mean, this is a tiny little rivalry. But honestly, what this comes down to how Dame is really going to play. As we know, there is no Giannis getting game 1. So we can really see how this team looks without Giannis and how Dame is going to perform. This team has looked different under Doc Rivers. I don't know. Doc Rivers, when they had Adrian Griffin, I thought this team was already good. So I really don't even know why they fired him. But once they got Doc Rivers, it was like up and down. There was like a stretch where they were good. There was a stretch where they were bad. I don't know, bro. If I had to pick, once again, there's like a couple series I have going 7. Is this my 3rd one I have going 7? Oh, no, this is my 4th. I didn't talk about that one yet. But yeah, as of right now, this is my 3rd series I have going 7. And I really don't even have a winner. But if I'm picking somebody, once again, this is like the Mavericks and the Clippers one. I mean, this is like the Suns one. I could just pick a day and it could be either one of these teams in 7. So as of right now, RJ is picking the Bucks in 7. And the last one we have is Cavs and Magic. This is Paolo Banchero's first playoff series. I know the Magic as a team, they don't shoot well. They shoot like 35% from 3, and I think that's the lowest out of all these playoff teams, which is kind of concerning. And I know that's something they want to address next year once they get into the offseason is the 3-point shooting. I saw reports about them trying to get Clay. They're going to throw a bag at Clay. But I also saw the Mavericks were going to throw a bag at Clay. I don't know how to feel about that. But yeah, but I mean, I feel that's a pretty even, somewhat of an even matchup. The Cavaliers do have those Twin Towers down there and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. They do have D-Mitch. They do have Darius Garland. They have LeVert or Okoro or Max Strus. I don't know which one of those 3 start for real. I know it's one of those 3. That's all I remember. I really can't remember who starts at 3 from. But Jalen Suggs will provide good defense for the Magic. Paolo will be Paolo. Franz will be Franz. I think this series will also go down to 7. I do have the Cavs by this much, and it kind of hurts for me to say that because I love Paolo. But I just think that 35% from 3 is really going to get to them. And I do think the Cavaliers will win that series in 7. But those are my picks. That was my take on the Pelicans game. So y'all let me know what y'all think. And yeah, I'll be back to talk about the Lakers game. Hopefully they win. But I'll see y'all later, man. Your boy RJ is out of here.